Hello and welcome back to my channel, Cozy Gamer Jessa. If you're new here, I'm Jessa, and in today's video we are decorating this secret beach area where Red's boat is docked off, which is a coincidence that he's here today. I love that for us. We are also going to be decorating Marshall's yard, still having to do that, and we will be touching a little bit on the beach to the left of his house, but the first thing we're going to do is connect this brick path all the way from the outdoor library to the beach. So it's not really going to be a secret. We're not going to hide the beach. We're just going to decorate it all cute. So the theme of the secret beach area is pretty much very fish related. I have some fish models and like crates of fish. I even have a yacht that I'm going to be using. So that is the theme that I'm going with for this build, as you can see in the thumbnail. I have this new path I was going to use, but it looked terrible, so I did erase it. And we are going to be using the brick path on this area of the build. And if you're interested in the custom code for this path, I will have it linked down below on my Pinterest, but also I'll have the code like readily available. So if you want to download this, you can use it on your island. Of course, you need Nintendo Online to access custom codes, which is pretty lame, but if you have it and you want this code, feel more than welcome to go down below and get it. Okay, now that the main code is placed down, I am going to place a couple codes on this little beach area as well as these little greenery codes, because I love to use these and they fill out the space, and also it leaves less areas where weeds can grow, because I'm not a super fan of weeds and my island just gets so many and it's kind of hard to keep up with. So the more codes, the better for me. So let's start placing down some furniture, and I have some custom stalls, which I thought were pretty cute, and I thought this one kind of matched because of the green on it. So this is the yacht that I'm going to be using. I am having a little bit of difficulty, as you can see, trying to place it how I want it. I do fiddle around with it quite a bit. It's kind of hard to place big items like this because, like, it's just hard because they don't want to place the way you want them, and you have to put them down, pick them back up multiple times in a row. That's why I left it in, because it's so, like, relatable, I feel, having to do this multiple times to get it where I wanted it. So I'm going to place down some more decorations that I have in my pocket. So I do have some pirate items as well as this vertical banner, which I thought was pretty cute. I mean, it's not super fish related, but I thought it matched the theme I was trying to go for. And I have a bunch of these fish containers, which I thought were perfect because, like, I want to, like, pretend that Red's boat is like a fishing boat, even though we know he sells art. But I feel like it, I don't know, would be better as a fishing boat, I guess. And I have this cannon. I have a lot of these pirate barrels, and I'm not exactly sure how you would get these items. I got them off of a treasure island, so I'm not sure if they are sold at Nook's Cranny or if you have to, like, get them in the fishing competitions, because I know some of the items that I use in this build you only get from the fishing competitions. Like, I used the fishing pole holder item, and I know that one you have to get in a competition, so I do apologize for using items that, like, aren't, like, super readily available. I did get them from treasure islands, and most of them are free on YouTube, so if you wanted to get these items you definitely could. I also wanted to try and use this, like, metal fence, but it was not working. I liked the look of it, but it just did not fit, like, where the rocks were. I don't know if maybe the area was not big enough, but I ended up not using it. And I am placing down some of these fish models, which I thought were super adorable, as well as some live fish. Like, I have a scallop, I have a stingray that I'm going to use. So I did catch those all myself. Impressive, right? I just thought they added to the build. Right now I'm trying to figure out where to put them, because this area is so tight, it's hard to place the items I want in, like, the certain areas. So I'm trying my best, truly. I am going to place this great white shark model, which is amazing. And I have a bunch of these plank tables, which these are like my favorite tables to use for like outdoor stalls or like markets. I just think they're great for putting items on and like pretending you're like selling them. So I use them quite a bit on my island. And I'm going to place these live animals back here and see how that looks. Pretty good, pretty cool. I don't know if I should have added more in the back, but that looks pretty good. And I have a bottled chip. Very nice. And of course, I'm going to add a log stool. And then I have a gyroid who is going to be running the stall, which is a technique that I use quite a bit. So, and we have these little string lights. I love that, especially at night. I always add like lighting features because at night it looks so cute. That looks pretty good. I have a couple more items to add on the beach area, like this creepy skeleton. And that's about it. I think the only thing left is my little sign that I have here, which I used the customizing kits to make it like a fish. And we are starting on Marshall's yard, and we're going to include this little beach area and pretend this beach area is also his yard. And I have a bunch of beach codes that I got off Pinterest, and if you're interested in those, again, down below. I love the little birds. I think they're so cute, and I'm going to be using this dirt and rock path for his area. So I wasn't completely sure what I wanted to decorate his like yard, because I feel like fishing does not go with Marshall, but the outside of his house reminded me of like a beach house. So that is why I put his house by the beach. And I also have another yacht in my pocket, and I kind of figured that he might be the type of villager that would own a yacht. So that was the like thinking around his build. I have a bunch of other blue items like the storage and then the bike to kind of match his house, which I thought were pretty cute. I also have some gyroids that are blue. So we're going off color of his house for his design, not really his personality. And I have some custom blankets to go on the beach and a couple shell items too. So I'm not super great at decorating the beaches. I feel like they're just hard to decorate in general because of the shape. So I am trying out things and seeing what works on the beach. But I do have a super cool outdoor bath that I want to put on the rocks. And I thought this looked pretty cool because, I don't know, it's just on the rocks. And I could imagine like enjoying that on like a cold day in a little hot bath. So here's Marshall's beautiful yacht. I did get Cyrus to color it in blue to match his house. And I didn't really want the, was it the rustic one? Or like rusty one? So we have it in blue, and I also have that item I was talking about earlier, the fishing pole holder. So we can just pretend that Marshall goes fishing on his yacht, potentially. So here's another custom towel that I have down, and then I have my little shell stool, which is very cute. I love the shell items. They are very adorable. I've been like really missing out on shell items because I didn't really think or know that they existed till I went on a treasure island and I found them there. So unfortunately they are craftable, and I don't have the crafting recipe, so I only have a handful of shell items, unfortunately. Which kind of sucks when you go to treasure islands and you get craftable items, but you only get like 1 or 2 of them. And yeah, now the treasure islands are very, very packed, and it is kind of hard to get into them right now because of the update and everyone getting back into Animal Crossing. It'll probably die down in a couple weeks, so. But fortunately for me, that won't really matter because in a couple of weeks, my island is going to be all decorated and all done, and I'm going to be starting a new island, and it's going to be no treasure islands which is going to be very difficult for me because I've never made an island without utilizing treasure islands. So I'm going to have to grind hard for items and materials and everything. I'm hoping that I can get all of my creatures and like fish for the museum, because I've never actually finished my museum like in any of my islands, and I wanted to do it in this island, but I am not good at catching bugs and fish and stuff, and I've been just really decorating and focusing on that. And maybe once there's no treasure islands, I can focus on, I don't know, playing the game. You know what I mean? So, as you can see, I did place some flowers and some vines, a couple of bushes and glow moss. I am going to be decorating that cliff up there, but I wanted to get all these flowers in down here first before I move up there. So, of course, I'm using white, yellow, green, and orange flowers. Those are kind of the theme or like color palette of the flowers that I'm using for this island. And I'm also going to be using a couple on the beach as decorations, because I think flowers on the beach are very cute, even though they don't grow back when you run through them, and I do run over my beaches quite a bit. But that's okay, that doesn't really bother me. Unfortunately, I did run out of trees. I did have a area where I was putting all my trees and like grown bushes, but I ran out because I've been decorating so much. So that is why they're little sprouts, which is kind of sad because I wanted to do my tour with Red here, but now I'm gonna have to time travel a couple days to grow the trees, to take my pictures and stuff like that. So when I do my tour, he won't be here, but the trees will be nice and big and grown. And I'm using these green wheat fields, which I love them in this color. I love them. I love to use them in like beach builds and on the beach in general. So I have a bunch of them that I'm putting up here, as well as some bug models. But that's pretty much all of the decoration that's going on up here. I'm not going to put any like furniture because there's not going to be any way for villagers to get up here, especially after I fill it all up with you know, bugs and wheat fields and stuff like that. But I have a couple codes to place down just to fill in the area and prevent weeds, hopefully. And that is it. We have time traveled. It is a couple days later. It is a little later in the day. And let's go check this out. So this is the beautiful build. Marshall's beautiful yard. I love his little bike. And there's his yacht. And we have a little bath area for him. Stunning. Alright, let's go check out Red's little secret beach. It's more of like a little fish market where you get like fish figurines or like live fish. Pretty cool. It does look better when his boat is here, but unfortunately he had to go to someone else's island. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gave you good inspiration for your secret beach or Marshall's yard. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And turn on the notification bell if you want to stay updated when I post more videos. Bye!